Eric here with a video podcast, Your Daily Dose, Vitamin CBD. Have you had your vitamin CBD today to help reduce your chronic low-grade inflammation to support your immune system? I will tell you that it's good to be here tonight. This is, I believe, is 219 or 220. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you come and join me each night so I can give you some updates on the cannabidiol, which is better known as CBD. I named it as the very first vitamin of the endocannabinoid system. Now, why did I think I could do that? Well, the system known as the endocannabinoid system was discovered in 1992. However, it was still an illegal substance. According to the Controlled Substance Act, it was a Schedule I drug. So the endocannabinoid system, even though it was a biological system, was because it operated off of the cannabidiol and all of the other cannabinoids, it was considered illegal. So it's like taking your kidneys and making them illegal, or your heart and making them illegal because of the substances that worked with them. And basically the research to understand this system known as the endocannabinoid system was very much retarded because you couldn't use the drug in only one school, one research center at that time from a public sector was the University of Mississippi. However, the NIH did have research going on, and that in 1999 they found that cannabidiol, that has a very big effect on the endocannabinoid system by virtue of affecting its CB1 and CB2 receptors. Now, these receptors were found at different intervals. It was an evolutionary process. Let me give you some dates. I'll give you some dates because this is a great chart that Kitt sent me. Kitt, thank you. 1988, they specified cannabidiol as a bonding site that existed. And these two bonding sites were called CB1 and CB2 receptors. In 1990, the CB1 receptor was identified. And this is a lot of NIH research. And then the cannabidiol, the endogenous cannabidiol that we make, the endogenous cannabinoid that we make, anandamide, was an endogenous CB1 ligand. And this ligand was attached and created a receptor site for the cannabinoids to attach to. There are more than 200 pathways that the cannabinoids work through, and then they affect things at different locations. Then in 1993, the second of the receptor sites, the CB2 receptor, was found. And then 1995, the 2AG. I told you that the name was too long to pronounce, so they made it 2AG. And this was the second. And these are the only two receptor sites that we've found so far. Stay tuned because I'm sure that there are going to be more in the very near future. Then we discovered that many of these protein latent components had other direct effects on the endocannabinoid system. And that was, as I said, 1999, 2002. I've talked about the receptors, the serotonin receptors. They are known as the 5-HT1 through 7s, and they have A and B. And I know this is heavy-duty chemistry, but we got to spell it out because you can go back on your YouTube and you can look at it when you find a story on it and get some of the basic science. And so they've continued through 2002, 2003, 2005, 2006. We've found a lot of other components that make this endocannabinoid system work. Now, I named cannabidiol a vitamin because a vitamin is any substance that helps to accentuate to increase the efficacy of a given biological system. And that biological system got out of jail on December the 20th of 2018. We can now study the cannabidiols, and that was a big breakdown. Other article I read today was the fact that many organizations, including the FDA, my university, the University of Pennsylvania, there have been a number of studies out west in California that have been done to show that what's on the bottle is not necessarily in the bottle. And we've talked about that in the past, and it has to be reiterated because this is going to cause more stricter restraints. I think that you got to have your certificate of analysis now on your website. I was asked today, the Wild Maine Blueberry gummies, I abbreviated, the W, Wild, Maine, M, Blueberries, B, Gummies, G, and I put that on. But for compliance, I just called the company today known as Nelson Analytics and says, can you please write it out? Because, the whole abbreviation could mean maybe a number of different things. So we don't want to be deceptive in any way, shape, or form. But we have sold out of the 20 milligram Wild Maine Blueberry gummies. And now what we did is we moved to a 30 milligram, got it tested out well at 3.2 milligrams per gummy. And we're going to be able to put it into two different sizes because of the nano emulsification that we talked about. I have people that just love them from East Coast all the way to the West Coast. I have a dialogue of, I sent 4. 2 of them experimental and 2 of them that we're presently doing, and got a rating. If you've had your Wild Maine Blueberry, and some of you have already tried them, the 30 milligrams are going to come up, and we are getting the sales sheet, right, Dory? We're getting the sales sheet ready to put out there so that you will know what the capabilities, what the advantages, and why. On the East Coast, we just don't have any Wild Maine Blueberry that are nano emulsified. No gummies that are nano emulsified. Very few. And the reason that we know that it's coming because it increases the bioavailability. It increases your ability to get the medicine. And I do call the cannabinoids medicine because it makes us feel good. It's so funny because people oftentimes want to know, how will this make me feel? And they're really asking a supertentorial question. They're asking, how is it going to affect my mind? Well, it's not because of the parallel that it has with THC. People think that they're going to feel something. And I read an article the other day where people said, you know what? I didn't realize until I thought about it that I haven't had the same degree of discomfort in my hip or my knee. Or I slept the whole night through. I have a nurse that assists me on Thursday, and she got her 2-path last week, which is the vitamin CBD, A and the CBD. And she says, wow, I'm sleeping much better. And I said, great, fantastic. And so these are very, very gratifying because, people sit back and watch you for some period of time before they reach out. And so that is, and when people reorder, it is a true indicator. I have 3 or 4 doctors out of Washington, D.C., and they have been ordering and reordering. They're raising the craze, and we are very pleased to see those reorders because it tells us that it works. Oftentimes, you want to know how you're going to distinguish yourself, before the next guy. And I think that the articles that I started out with today, that I started this talk with tonight, is that a lot of things are adulterated that don't have in it. Okay, when this first started, a year ago, they found more melatonin than CBD, and I have my 50 years of medicine that I have to do no harm. So I have to make sure that what's on the bottle is in the bottle. And that's what we're really selling. We're really selling, the ourselves when we do this, our reputation, and it's coming back. I read you all the letter from earlier this week. That was very, very gratifying. When the young lady says that she did the same thing that Dr. Osler in England in 1885 talked about, the medicine of choice. 1885. That just wasn't yesterday. It was a couple days, a couple years ago. The treatment of choice was cannabis for migraines. So we have to get over the stigma because the cannabis sativa plant has been so vilified for the last 75 years, 76 years, that we have to get these anecdotal responses in order for us to appreciate the value situation. I've written articles and I probably will repost it. And I asked, is it snake oil? I've written about vitamin CBD, just like vitamin CBD. And I equated all of those. As soon as I get this process down where I can come on Facebook Live and show slides, which I'm hopefully close. Today is Thursday, busy day. It's an easy 15, 16-hour day because I see my veterans on this day, and I see people that still need what the state of Maine has, is they have medical cannabis program that's 21 years old, and that medical program allows them to use THC and CBD for the last 21 years. And I have gotten hundreds of people off of the opioids and off of their narcotics and off of their barbiturates, okay, by virtue of substituting it for the medical cannabis. And don't forget now, medical cannabis is when you have a THC level greater than 0.3% by weight. But we all operate, and we create hemp commodities industry. We create all of our products from a product called hemp. And prior to 2018, when the Farm Bill was signed, it was called industrial hemp. If you see the word industrial hemp, it's really obsolete. We don't use that word anymore. Now, when I started growing in 2018, the Farm Bill had not passed. And so if you look at our business plan dating back then, we had to use the word industrial hemp, and it was on a special university growing program with the Farm Bill of 2014. So I've given you probably too much science tonight, hopefully a little bit of reality. Please look at your COA, try to learn how to read them. What we're trying to do is we're trying to become a dependable, physician formulated driven company. And I think I have a jump on a lot of people that are just Wall Street business people that are relying on other people to buy their oil and put it out there. And what I have done is I've formulated it. I've been in every aspect of it, all the way from seeds to sale. So let's go through one more time. Have you had your daily vitamin CBD today to help reduce your low-grade chronic inflammation to support your immune system? So that's my new tip for you tonight. It's an old one that we have to keep repeating. If you haven't had your vitamin CBD today, please go to www.dailyvitamincbd.com, and we have the SKUs. We're working diligently to get the 30 milligram wild Maine blueberry gummies out there. I'm going to go to the lab tomorrow and package up a number, and we're also coming out in short order with 900 to 1,000 milligrams of the two-path. So stay tuned. I appreciate you. Please take care of yourself with the COVID-19. Unfortunately, we had the largest day of COVID-19 positives during this pandemic. I think 80,000, and that we could reach 1 million in 11 days versus it took 3 months to hit the first million. So be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Just, social distance, wear your mask, keep your gatherings, keep your social distancing. All these things can't be reiterated too many times. November 17th, mark your calendar. I'm going to be doing a 1-hour special, and we want you to share this and get people lined up for that, and we'll have some exciting things to say at that time. So as always, please and thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Out.